What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are your hosts, the Distorted Theorists, here in Cineplex in St. John's. We just came out of Kraven the Hunter. We are one of the first to see it. Now, anyways, before we get into it, you're going to take it away because you got to say it.
Before we get into this amazing movie review, as always, if you want to support the channel, we do appreciate it. If you would just take a second to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you've seen this movie, let us know what you thought about it, because I think we're both going to have some thoughts. Peter, Kraven the Hunter, Sony's apparently swan song to the Sony Marvel Universe.
SCU.
SCU. We've been enjoying the trailers leading up to this. Fan service, not that great going into the movies, but I want to hear your thoughts because I know you got them. Let the people at home know. Speak your truth.
It had promise, and then it dropped its pants, and all right, it is. This movie, like it did have promise. The best parts of this movie were parts of Aaron Taylor Johnson's performance and Russell Crowe doing his very good to be sex.
Well, before you do that ripping more than Kraven did with throats in this movie, I just want to get the good out there, like you just touched on. I do feel, we said this in the movie as we were watching it, Aaron Taylor Johnson was a good Kraven. He didn't speak with the voice.
Well, he didn't really need to.
No,
he had a good take on the character.
But I felt like every cinematic that he was doing, his superhuman strength feats and his climbing and his action with knife throwing and spears and all that, I was like, I even said to you in the movie, I would love to see him take on Spider-Man, Tom Holland or otherwise. I would love to see him take on Black Panther. The rest? The rest.
We had Calypso.
They made that very known.
Who was really good with archery in summer camp, but she's got secrets. That was it. And you know, I really had to feel for her too, because at one point, you know, she kind of let us know that her grandmother died, and then she never saw her again.
I think we gotta. Usually, we do no spoilers here. I'm going to precursor this with there may be some small spoilers because there's so many things we need to talk about that. What was the point of this movie? What was the point of this movie?
Bad men die. Bad men die. Not bad people, bad men
there was no killing of any women in this movie.
Not that we condone that, but you know.
Excuse me. The other thing is
Calypso and his mom were the only women that were in this film.
I gotta ask Sony, Peter, where did the budget go in this movie? Because they couldn't afford to make a rhino.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's gym regimen.
Well, that dude was ripped, because I'd be walking around with no shirt on if I was him all the time.
You don't?
No, but I was like, they teased this rhino coming. Like, okay, dude is. You gotta.
Now, actually, I don't know who that actor was, but he actually did okay. Like, he had that kind of like he had the Joker-esque.
Yeah. He was unhinged in some capacity, but I just don't understand where it was like. He has this thing, and he goes, I am the rhino, and then it's like, and he's like, no, wait, no, you can't see it yet. He did that 3 times.
Yeah.
And then on the fourth one,
not soon. It's not the third act.
Yeah, exactly. And then when he finally does appear, boy. I was like, are you okay?
No, the allergies are just from the
You're allergic to rhinos.
I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm sorry.
Tear it apart. I don't even care. Usually these reviews.
Usually so if anyone who's watched my other movie reviews, if I'm not on my phone, then it's a good movie. I can't. Excuse me. I can't be on my phone in the theater because I'm paying attention to my patrons around me.
Right.
So usually when I don't like a movie in the theater, I don't shut up. I didn't stop talking throughout this entire movie.
We laughed.
And luckily, because no one heard me, because there were 4 other people in the theater. Now, I don't want this to come off like, oh my God, this is the worst thing. I know I said earlier, don't go see it. If you want to go see it, go see it.
Yeah.
And because in some capacity, there were people who are very proud of their work on this film. I'm sure some people weren't trying to pay off the mortgage or an alimony payment or something along those lines. I'm sure there were digital artists and there were people behind the camera who were like, oh my God, I'm working on a film. I would be like that too. But someone in the editing room or someone who was controlling the editors or something like that, there were lines in this movie that didn't make sense. I alluded to one earlier, like she died, and then never I saw her again. I was like, yeah, that's kind of how death works.
Yeah.
And if Calypso wasn't in the film, it didn't matter. Calypso's grandmother, here's the super soldier serum, and this is very important. You never want to use this. If this is a once in a lifetime. Hey, that kid just got eaten by a lion.
Which, by the way, the blood drop from the lion specifically fell into the one diameter hole in Kraven. Now, I'm no physicist, but the luck
or biologist,
whatever, the luck you must have.
That dude he's not a hunter. He's just suffering from severe toxoplasmosis. Like, that's all it is. He's got cat scratch fever.
I don't know. And then, as I said to you as well in the movie, I don't know if you guys have seen the rumors or news, whatever it is, about how if Sony uses I guess a character or a villain from the Spider-Man universe or lore,
then
or
MCU can't use them.
Yeah, the MCU cannot use them. So this was almost like, excuse the language, a big fuck you to the MCU, because there was this villain name.
Kraven, Chameleon, Rhino, the Foreigner, Miles Warren.
The Jackal. Like, they were just like, nope, you can't have this, deuces, we out. And then and that was it. Well, I mean, we're hearing the rumors now, Peter. We've seen the movie, like as always with these superhero movies, anti-hero movies, whatever you want to call it, we come out to the theater day one. We do enjoy these films, okay? But we know now that Sony is saying goodbye, I guess. It's all over the internet. So
I hope they are. Honestly, this is.
What do you think they failed? What do you think it never took?
Because it's the same reason I believe that a lot of other superhero films have failed, is because someone got their hands in the pot and they felt that they knew what they were doing.
Right.
You look at like the movies that James Gunn directs and produces. Now, he's directed in both Marvel and DC, and when he does, however his process works, it works. You look at John Watts, the trilogy of Spider-Man. I know that Far From Home wasn't the best one, and a lot of people kind of panned it, but still, John Watts directed Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home, and they were really good.
Yeah.
And then you look at Taika Waititi, who did Ragnarok, which was okay, that was a turn. And then we saw Love and Thunder, and it really and truly just kind of...
You hated that movie, didn't you?
I wanted
you really
to
didn't
love
like
it. I wanted to love it way more than I initially did, and then I get to think about it afterwards, and it was just crap.
So what, like, and this is like maybe...
People are controlling it when they don't need to be, because that's what happened with the first Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, and I want to know your opinion just as well as anyone else who's watching is, Sony has this character Spider-Man, and you know, they did the original 3, then they did the Andrew Garfield 2. They, I guess, worked with Marvel in the Tom Holland trilogy, but why were those so good, and the villain ones are just not hitting? I mean, Venom caught a little spark, I'll say. I don't think it blew anyone away, but why? Like, why did they go this villainy route instead of just making Spider-Man movies with these villains?
They're trying to build the Sinister Six. They're trying to build the Sinister Six so they could use that
still
to
have
fight.
not been able to be done correctly.
No, because the Sinister Six, we've only seen one Sinister Six character in the Sony universe that is a Sinister Six character, Kraven. We have not seen Otto Octavius. He's been in the MCU and the original Spider-Man movies. We have not seen the Green Goblin, because he was in the MCU and the original Spider-Man. We've seen Kraven,
right?
Mysterio in the MCU. Who am I missing? Shocker, MCU technically, and I'm missing someone. And I was even mentioning these last night. Not Rhino.
Scorpion?
No. But he's technically, Scorpion is in the MCU. Oh my God. Green Goblin, Kraven, Mysterio. I'm already forgetting the other ones.
Man, and his name is Peter Parkour.
My brain is goo.
This movie really did do a job on you, didn't it?
God, who's the other member of Sinister Six? Mysterio?
Let us know in the comments. And he's the guy on the left, okay? He's the guy on the left, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come to you when we're doing our outro is what's going to happen.
Electro. Vulture. So technically, there's been 2. Vulture.
Yeah. And he was...
And he was in the MCU, and then he came over to the SCU, and then...
Yes, that was the weirdest cameo end credit scene I've ever seen. And in Morbius, for all things.
Morbius, a barely D-list villain at best. And then we had Matt Ryan, who I respect very much as an actor, just doing his best Carlton. This needs to end. We just need to stop. I wish that MCU, or that Marvel could... I know Sony's never going to sell the rights to Spider-Man back because he makes too much money for them. But just rent him out. Just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Put him in Marvel movies, rent him out, take a share of the profits from the Spider-Man or any Spider-Man property. Go from there. Leave it alone, please.
Marvel's doing great things with the character. Sony, just collect your paycheck. Just do that. Let us have our little moment of grace in the MCU, okay? You collect your paycheck. Keep doing what you're doing. Send all the villains over to, and I want to see Carnage take on some Avengers.
What's it, Black Cat?
Sydney Sweeney. Come on now.
Anyways.
I know what you want to do. You want to give this a rating for the people at home. Peter, give your honest Kraven the Hunter review.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10?
It had its moments, but not enough of them.
For the reason of dialogue, mostly for me, I apologize to the writer if you ever see this.
And it's probably not the writer's fault.
I know, probably not, but I'm going to give it a 4 to 5 out of 10 because, to me, if I'm going to the theater to see a movie, it ain't going to be that bad. I've never walked out of a movie or anything like that. I'm going to give it a 4 to 5.
I was trying to drink as much of my soda as I could so I could leave to go to the bathroom. And
you still didn't.
I still didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for our review for what it was for Kraven the Hunter. As always, if you want to support the channel and you want to keep it real with the real reviews, as always, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and please leave Peter, myself, or us a comment down below. Did you see this movie on opening weekend? Was it as bad as we may make it out to be, or the internet is saying, or did you thoroughly enjoy it? Let us know in the comments. And with that, I am the real Jussy.
And I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Like we always say around here, keep it real.